we're going to do some red, white, and blue in the kitchen. I've got 4 things I want to whip up. The first are these yogurt bars, and I will put a link down below, or I'll print the recipe down below. I don't know if I can link it, but I will put something down below, guys. Anyway, this is a healthy summery snack. It's basically plain yogurt, but I'm going to use vanilla yogurt. You can sweeten it with maple syrup or low-carb sugar of your choice, some vanilla extract, chopped strawberries, and garnish it with whatever you like. Some almonds, coconut. I'm going to do some chopped up white chocolate chips and some sliced almonds. And I'm also throwing in some blueberries for the blue, right? There's no crust on this. You spread it into a pan, freeze it, and then cut it in squares. So it's something you definitely want to get out of the freezer right before you serve. On my Use It Up, if you saw my pantry purge from a couple of weeks ago, this one needs to get gone, and it's perfect for 4th of July. So I'm going to make some cupcakes. And then for tonight's dinner, I'm doing pizza. You guys have seen me make pizza a bunch of times, so I'll do that off camera, but it's on the list. And the reason why it's going to be red, white, and blue, I'm using some red pepper, some roasted red onion, some blue cheese, some bacon, chopped chicken. So that'll be dinner. Plus, I'll probably do a Caesar salad from the garden. And then these chips, I've got to do a taste test on these. These may or may not get eaten. I got them on clearance. They're little mini baking chips, the red, white, and blue. I'm planning on making a sugar cookie dough. The taste test. If these don't pass the taste test, they're hitting the trash. I'm going to make some red, white, and bacon potato salad. And we'll put some blue chips on the side to get the blue in there. It's going to be red potatoes, white potatoes, kind of a Dijon mustard sauce to it. And I think I'll do some roasted green beans in there too, just because I like my potato salad to be closer to a salad than just potatoes, if you follow me. I don't put hard-boiled eggs in my potato salad either. It's a thing. I don't prefer that. And I don't put celery in my potato salad either. I'm going to get going on all this, and I'll show you the results. Getting ready to top the pizzas, and I just wanted to show you real quick a few of the things that these pizzas are allowing me to use up. You might have seen a BOGO haul that I did from Publix, where I got a bunch of these Tillamook cheeses for free, and or I literally got paid to buy them. And it's chive and onion cream cheese. So I figured on half of pizza, I will do this as a base, and that's the side that will be the roasted veggie and chicken. And then the other half of that, I'll use some of this barbecue sauce. And then I popped this marinara open a couple of weeks ago, so I'm very glad to be using this up as well. I have seen my meats, bits, and bites bin. I had a couple bags of this roasted pork in there, and I am going to use probably half of this on half of the pizza. I'm going to mix it with the barbecue sauce. So the crusts are cooking. And while they do that, I am going to make my yogurt red, white, and blue dessert. And it's one of those recipes that is a throw together, throw it in the freezer. So if you get short notice that you're having company this summer, if you've got strawberries or blueberries or any kind of fruit in the fridge and some yogurt, you've got dessert, right? And this is another Use It Up I'm happy to do. A few weeks ago, I got these at Aldi. They are high protein, so let's see, 17 grams of protein for 3/4 cup of yogurt. The recipe calls for 16 ounces. This is exactly 16 in there, I believe, because it's about half a carton. And I'm just going to spread this on the pan. If you're using vanilla yogurt, I think you can skip those other 2 ingredients. Low carb, high protein, refreshing, red, white, and blue. I'd say that's a triple win. It says it makes 8 pieces, but I'm going to say that would be a big piece since, it doesn't have a crust. It's going to melt pretty quick. I'm going to say it's more like 16 pieces. And these strawberries smell so good. I'm surprised they smell like they're really ripe and, you know, like field ripened. Because strawberry season in Florida is mid-March to late April max. But these smell amazing. These were on sale at Aldi this week for $1.49. Already loving this thing. This is cute. I just want to snack it up, you guys. Sliced almonds, they expire in August. These are the standard white chocolate chips, and I just pounded them with a kitchen mallet, so they're kind of a half a chip. I just felt like, you know, large chunks of chip might be a little too much on this. Oh my goodness, you guys. I am so glad I saw this in the magazine. I would not have thought to do this, and it really fits with my healthy eating that I'm on this coming week. She's going in the freezer. How pretty is that? Love it. So I'm getting on with prepping the potato salad, and I'm going to crisp up some of this bacon in a little pan here. And I want fairly large pieces. Also going to roast some green beans, about half this bag. The other half we'll use with a meal. All right, so that's going to crisp up. And on with some of these green beans. The nice thing is when they come all gathered up like this, it's almost worth paying a couple extra bucks with saving the prep time. I'm just going to chop off the ends real quick, all at once. Because I like to save time. It's almost more than I like to save money. And one chop down the middle. And they're going to roast in the oven. The cupcakes are in there anyway, so why not, right? I'm going to cook these for about 20 minutes. But I'm going to drizzle some olive oil and a little garlic, salt, and pepper over the tops before I put them in the oven. All right, so what I've got going here is I'm prepping our chicken for tonight's dinner. It's going to be chicken breasts, which I will actually grill out on the grill, assuming the weather holds up. I'm going to coat them with some olive oil, and then I'm going to sprinkle this black and dry rub on them and let them marinate in the fridge all afternoon. And what I'm going to do with that to make it more holiday-ish, a tomato and onion chutney. I've got cilantro, I've got parsley, I have frozen pineapple, so that'll be tonight's dinner. And now what I'm doing here is I'm making the dressing for my potato salad. I'll put the link down below. This is from the website crunchycreamysweet.com, and it's basically olive oil, apple cider, Dijon mustard or your favorite mustard, some minced garlic, salt, and pepper. But I'm also going to add a little bit of mayonnaise just because I like that creamy vibe on a potato salad. Tablespoons of the apple cider vinegar, 1/4 cup plus 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Because I'm adding a couple of tablespoons of mayonnaise and I'm reducing this recipe, I'm just going to do 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Gotta open it first. I'm gonna do about 1.5. This happens to be honey mustard. If I had regular Dijon, I would use the regular. And it calls for 1.5 teaspoons of minced garlic. And it just says salt and pepper to taste. So I cooked these potatoes last night, and I'm going to leave the red peels on there more or less, although they're trying to come off. And I would have just used the red potatoes, but I had 4 yellow potatoes that I needed to use up, so I used a couple. Instead of regular onion, this recipe calls for green onion, which I'm all for because I bought a bag so that I can purposely plant these roots because my little green onion garden out there is getting kind of thin. I want to keep it going because I just love being able to go out there and nab green onions whenever I need them. Right, that looks like about a half a cup. In she goes. Recipe calls for 4 strips of bacon. And then here are my roasted green beans. They're kind of crisp, tender. I roasted them in there with the cupcakes, so at 350 for about 20 minutes. This dressing is very thin. If I had followed it to a T, rather than, you know, kind of cutting it, it would be even thinner, I think. And I almost wish I'd used more green beans. The recipe calls for 12 ounces. That was a 16-ounce bag. I used half of it because I'm doing half a recipe, right? And that would have been just a little more than the recipe called for. But anyway, that's what she looks like. A little bacon, a little potato, a little green bean. Oh yeah. That's my kind of potato salad. I'm gonna add a little pepper and a little salt. I'm not normally a potato salad girl, but when I do potato salad, this is how I like to do it, and I highly recommend. I'm gonna save the rest of this dressing because I think that'll taste terrific on salads later in the week. You know, kale and maybe some peppers and whatnot. All right, so I'm working on the frosting for our 4th of July cupcakes. And I'm down to about half a bag of confectioners, which, as you know, I'm soon to be an empty nester and a low carber. So if I use all this up today, I will not be replacing it. All right, that's sufficient, I'd say. I could go with that consistency as is, but it's just thick enough. I think it might tear the tops of cupcakes, so we need a little thinning out. Add 1 tablespoon at a time. All right, so that's the consistency I like. It won't fall off the spoon. Thick. And you guys, this tastes so good. No wonder, right? Sugar, butter, cream cheese. How could you not love that? Oh, whoever invented frosting, God bless them. All right, so I'm gonna get on with frosting these cupcakes. So my silicone muffin tin that my daughter bought for me, 3 or 4 years ago, is perfect for cupcakes. That way you're not trying to peel each individual silicone muffin cup off your cupcake when you go to eat it, and then people don't know what to do with it if you're at a party or whatever. The only drawback to these is once in a while the cupcake comes out missing a little bit of its booty, so the trick is to try to push that up as high as you can get it before you start pulling it out. There's just something so satisfying about pushing these out of here. I know that's weird, but it is. It's really fun. Time for a factoid. So it turns out confectioner's sugar was kind of invented by accident. In the 17th century, at sugar refineries, they would sift the sugar to separate the larger crystals from the smaller ones, which left a powdered sugar in the bottom of a bowl, and that's how we ended up with it. Right, so that was the perfect amount of frosting. I did not have any left. So that was just enough to frost 12 cupcakes. Kind of on the heavy side on the frosting, but hey, that's the best part, right? And then I found these blue sprinkles in the cabinet, so I'm gonna go with those. And a few of the chocolate chips. I'm not one to really like a lot of stuff on top of my frosting, and I don't want my teeth to be crunching into things per se, but You know, you got to do a little festive look here, or otherwise it doesn't have a holiday vibe, right? And I decided I don't like the white ones because they're kind of like beige colored. So I'm just going to pick out the red and the blue. And with the blackened chicken that I'll do on the grill tonight, that we'll be putting the tomato, onion, and pineapple chutney on top of, or on the side of. I'm also going to serve these blue corn chips along with our potato salad. Guys, look how amazing these are. Wow. Of course, it's just yogurt and berries. High protein yogurt, so I'm gonna cut these into bars and then put them in a container and pop them in the freezer. But I'm having one with my coffee, so I'll let you know how delicious they are. The recipe says break it into 8 pieces, but I'm giving it a chop. Let me just taste test this on camera for you guys. Very cool. And as you're chewing and things start to melt a little bit, all the fruit flavors come alive in your mouth, and it's delicious. It does taste like dessert. If I were having a party, I'd love pulling these out, especially if you're having a pool party and it's hot outside. Perfect. Here are the finished cupcakes, looking festive and tempting. I hope everyone has a fantastic and safe 4th of July. I'll see you guys on the next one.